합니다.
그렇지. 나오러 불러줘.
See you guys later. It's just a little shack. Coffee, pop, tobacco. And smell? Say hi? No. So good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. I think it's September 20th. That'd be the 21st. I kind of lost track of dates. 2022, 6 a.m. here in Kathmandu. I'm walking about 5K from my hotel to just stop, do a kind of like a detour to go grab coffee. That little hut, they only charge 50 cents and it's pretty good coffee. So just walk around here. This is the quickest way to get to the monkey temple. It's pretty safe. For going early, when there's not too many cars and scooters, people are just getting up. Most of the stores, as you can see, are closed. Most of the people are just out going to school, going to work, going to pray at the temple or the stupa. Watch where you're walking. Lots of poop. So every morning, put out a little offering to Buddha. Say some prayers, bless the house, bless the family, bless everything. It's all part of a daily ritual. Doggies. A lot of dogs. Not overly dog populated, but and the dogs, most of them aren't wild per se. I don't think anybody owns them, but they get fed because everybody puts out offerings. And so they know, like the dogs are fed. Just gotta turn your head when you walk. Because basically it's survival of the fittest. I guess if you hit somebody, it doesn't cost very much. And if you kill them, it costs less. So the idea is if you're gonna hit somebody, kill them. And that way you don't have to pay too much. So yeah, there's crazy trucks, crazy scooters, crazy cars, pretty much everywhere. And this is just 6 a.m. By about 7, it'll be crazy. This will be full. Everybody's honking because everybody wants to go super fast. Lanes are optional. Basically, they drive wherever they want. There are traffic police, but as best as I can figure, they don't do anything. Sometimes they enforce parking, but honestly, I don't get the idea that there's much in the way of rules. I know that there's a speed limit on some of the streets, and I have seen them pull over people to inspect like paperwork, maybe insurance or license, and maybe speeding. I saw one guy who had a radar gun, but you're talking like hundreds of cars, and they're all going the same speed, and they just pull over one guy randomly. So basically, Wild West, it's nice because it's Wild West. No rules, really. You can do whatever you want. Like, I walked around for about 20 minutes barefoot and went in a few stores, and nobody cared. Now I get confused. Oh, man. Is this way? I'm not looking at my GPS. I think I know it's this way. Anyway, I haven't been here for almost a week and a half because I did Annapurna Trail and been doing some other walking. So, just one of the little temple things. Oh. You could take a wrong turn at Albuquerque. We'll see. I'll go a little bit further and then you can always double back. Half my time is spent doubling back because, oh yeah, I'm in the right place. My favorite donut hole is just up here. Namaste. Monk on a bike, monk on a bike. So like for 50 cents you get 5 of these. They're so freaking good. Oh. Sweet, doughy, kind of somewhat raw inside, but just crispy and heavenly. But yeah, they're like donut balls from heaven. But I'm not going to have any today. I had a big ice cream dessert yesterday. Fried ice cream. I shouldn't really have too much sugar. Milk. So yeah, I don't know how people navigate. I guess if you live in the city, the streets are better laid out than in Paris. In Paris, I'd get lost just walking on the street straight because there are no real, like a street might be straight in Paris, but because they're not parallel, you never know where you're heading. Here the streets are more or less parallel, but they do have, like in Paris, spots where they sort of branch off or split off. They have a few squares, but not as many. So it's not quite as confusing. Generally speaking, if you want to walk in one direction, it's not that hard, and the street will continue in that direction. I guess there's a bit of a turn here, but it's not too bad. I know where we are. Coming up to the main road, then we cross a bridge, then we go a bunch of stairs, then we do a bunch of more stairs, and then we see a bunch of monkeys. Lots of dogs. Lots of dogs sleeping. Always dogs sleeping. People passing, trying to pass. We're at 6. We're in a rush. People hanging out all the time. Like TV and just sitting in your room, I think it's not the Nepali way. They come out, do stuff. Even just people watching seems to be a pastime. I think that's water. Who knows? A lot of smoking. It's interesting though, because on TV during a movie, sorry, everybody spits. Oh my God. I have to stop myself from spitting. But people like hork. They like cough it up like it's from the bottom of their lung. All right, so what was I saying? Oh, movies. In a movie, whenever there's a cigarette in the movie right in the middle of the screen has a notice that smoking and tobacco are bad for your health. It's really neat. Kind of cuts into the movie, but it was interesting how they respond to the use of tobacco in Hollywood. All right, so Kathmandu, beautiful place, but oh my God, the people use it as their friggin' so yeah, it's basically go, 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 jam, jam. Just walk. So people basically use it as an open garbage dump, and then it seems like it piles up, and then they just push it closer to the river, and eventually I guess the river takes it. It's all plastic. A lot of it's plastic. So yeah, it could be really beautiful, but they screw it up. They individually they don't seem to care. I think collectively, no, how do I put it? No. Individually they care, collectively they don't care. And counterintuitively, everybody that I've seen throws stuff away. So if they're chewing tobacco, comes a little piece of plastic, a little plastic cover, they throw that away. So right here, like there's 10, those are chewing tobacco. And like everybody's chewing tobacco. It's everywhere. Individually, they don't seem to care. It's just there. But I think collectively they want the city to be clean. Maybe. Like they're proud of their store, like they'll sweep their storefront, and what they'll do is they will sweep their store, sweep up all the garbage, and put it in the drain in the property next to them. So this is a little stupa or little temple. I don't know what these guys are. Rickshaws or delivery. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 70. Oh, 70 steps. Very short. So Kathmandu is about 1,100 meters above sea level. So the first day I got here, instant headache. It's been okay since then. But first day, just my brain hurt. On the walk in Annapurna, it wasn't too bad. I climbed as high as Poon Hill, and I think, don't quote me on it, I think Poon Hill is 3,200 meters. So, not a mountain, not the Himalayas, highest peak, but namaste. But washing bricks. But yeah, it was a little bit higher. Dog having breakfast. Looks like leftover rice. Mostly selling eggs, but also selling some pretty flowers. These beads, I asked my guide had one on a piece of rope necklace, and I asked, and he said it was just for good luck, kind of prayer, good luck. But I'm not sure what it is. Looks like a nut, but I'm not sure. Oh. Namaste. Hello. Those eggs looked really dirty. I guess in Canada, you're so used to washed eggs. It's like, those are how eggs really are supposed to look. So this is milk. Cow milk, goat milk, whatever. I don't think they threw a whole lot. Little temple things everywhere. So, I know Buddhism and Hinduism are different, but they seem to coexist here fairly freely and openly. My understanding too is that I think, and don't quote me, I think like 90% of the people are Buddhist, but don't quote me on that one. Kathmandu is, don't quote me on this one, big population. It's a big city, lots of suburbs, spread out. You can see a little bit, like it's in a valley, like similar to Ottawa, but spread out everywhere. They build everywhere. They don't build towers, I think, because they don't like elevators too much. I've seen one or two elevators, but not a lot. So maybe 6 to 8 stories, like in Paris. But yeah, nothing tall. Maybe a few tall hotels. I think the Radisson that I saw was pretty tall. But yeah, so that's the monkey temple up ahead. More beads. Namaste. Yeah. across the street without getting killed. Dogs like to bark. Homestead. Homestead. Hello, doggy. The dog's asleep. So it's weird. The first day when I came here, walking up Monkey Temple, it was like the worst thing. Well, not the worst thing I'd ever done, but it felt a little bit like walking up the Eiffel Tower. Kind of go halfway, rest a bit, and then you do the rest. And, you know, it sucked, but at the same time, you get a sense of accomplishment, and you get a nice view. I think Monkey Temple is kind of like that. It's about 365 steps, although I was told that's not true. It's a little bit more, maybe 400. But 365 is easy to remember, and they're able to tell stories about it like it's, hello Dougie, goes into the these guys here do bowls, but I guess they're not open yet. Just watching them. So this is a rare sidewalk. I try to use sidewalks whenever I can, but the funny thing is, even though they'll build a good sidewalk, they'll cut into it no problem to do construction, and then they don't seem to rebuild it. So there's a bunch of cutouts, maybe not here, but on the other side I think there's some, where they had dug out the sidewalk to bring in construction vehicles or whatever, and they don't seem to have any responsibility to repair the sidewalk after they've ripped it up. Again, I'm not sure quite how they square Buddhism and individual versus collective. Again, somebody said to me, survival of the fittest, so maybe my whole paradigm of rugged individualism versus collective solidarity is just sort of messed up, and they live sort of in both worlds. They care collectively, but there's not a lot of solidarity. At the heart of it, they're rugged individualistic anarchists who enjoy a lot of freedom, but don't have time or resources to really worry about collective change. I've heard there's a lot of corruption in government, so they don't pay much taxes, so it's hard for the average person to hard for the average person, I think, to articulate much of a request on behalf of government to advocate for their interests, whether it be individualistic or collective. Like I was told, road repair is next to impossible. Government talks about it, but it sounds like most of it just gets siphoned into payoffs. Of course, this is just like Montreal, which is famous for corruption and payoffs for construction. So, as we get closer to Monkey Temple, there will be monkeys, of course, but there's also more people. I think, so one of the things that kind of irks me is there's different fee structure depending on what country you're from. If you live here, everything is free. If you're, I'm not sure what countries. On certain countries, it's only like maybe 100 rupees, which is $1. And then if you're sort of, if you're white, I think if you're white, because it seems to be everybody else except white people. So if you're European or North American, hi Dougie, you can expect to pay about 1,000 rupees. Fruit, tomatoes, vegetables, a lot of candles, a lot of doggies. So I guess people that don't want to walk up the temple can, Dougie, people who don't want to walk up can just do some quick prayers down here, light some candles, and they're good for the day. So yeah, corruption and a general not me attitude seems to underlie some of what I can see anyway after 3 weeks in Nepal. It's sort of like, well, you know, whatever. Not my job to look after your street or your step or your well-being while walking on the step. Care about themselves. They're all in good physical shape. Man, I've seen almost no fat Nepali. Even the oldest person can outwalk me. Porters are incredible. But yeah, they're friendly. Don't get me wrong there. But on the street, survival of the fittest, no interest. It's funny too, because being Canadian, I pushed back. Not that I'm proud of it, but you know, if somebody comes at me, I come back. So a couple times, scooters hit me and a taxi hit me. So when the taxi's really, really close, I was kind of touching it, maybe soft knocking on the door or windows. And scooters, I either grabbed from behind after they almost hit me just to show I wasn't happy, or I literally put my hand out and just sort of blocked them before they hit me. They didn't like that. Kind of look at you. One guy got into a bit of a got into it with them because after he had hit me, he was like looking at me and said, "Hey, it's your fault." I said, "It's not my fault. You're the one that hit me." He said, "Well, you're walking." I said, "Can I walk on the street?" But I don't seem to care. That was one fat monkey. So, not all of them seem that interested in rice. But I think they eat their fill, and that's about it. Hello. A lot of dogs will follow you. It's kind of cute. All right, so from here, they say no photos. See everybody taking photos and looking at their camera, their phone. So, I don't know. I think they're a bit higher. Hey, that's live music, by the way. They play it all day, every day. I think they have speakers. It's pretty cool. Stop it there. I'm going up there.